on that. What showed you blocking a Dak Prescott pass?
Hey, man, you know how I go. You know how I go, those cowgirls.
That's not fair.
Cowgirls.
Oh,
Immediate
I got
shade.
Lil Wayne the day before. Everybody calls me a cowgirl.
They know.
I am a Cowboy fan, but I always say this, of the rivals in the division, I do respect the New York Giants. I hate the Eagles, I dislike the Redskins, but I respect the Giants because they handle themselves a little differently. So, welcome.
I mean, he started out by saying the cowgirls.
I know. I'm just saying, we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Well, let's start with your quarterback. Eli surprisingly got benched late in the season. How much do you think he has left?
As long as he wants to play, honestly. I think Eli can give about 3 to 4 more productive years.
Really?
Yeah, I really think so.
But how did he get benched then?
Coaching decision, man, it was tough. I know Coach McAdoo didn't want to do it. It wasn't easy, but we needed something at that time to try to give us a spark, and he thought that was the best possible move.
Were you good with it?
I wouldn't say so in the beginning, but I understood once I spoke with him because I had to figure out what was his, like, why are you doing it? What's your reason behind it? And once, he broke that down.
Coach McAdoo broke it down. Did you talk to Eli about it?
No, sir.
Really?
Nah.
So, were you good that Coach McAdoo is no more with your team?
No. Honestly, I'm not because it wasn't his fault. It wasn't at all. I don't want to place the blame on anybody other than the guys down in that locker room because we're the one playing. It isn't him. The scheme could have been different. There's a lot of things that could have changed, but no, man, we're the ones with our hands in the dirt. So he just.
Oh, no, so let me get this right. Now, you said you understood because you guys needed a spark. You think that spark's going to last for another 3 to 4 years? Because you say you believe Eli got 3 to 4 years. Sparks only last like a couple of games, not 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, he lost his top 3 receivers for a good portion of the season. He get those guys back. Hopefully they bring in some other guys so the depth isn't that much of a factor if we were to lose somebody. But, yeah, man, it's Eli Manning. He didn't look bad last year. I don't know what
Oh, no, he had some pretty shaky.
Hold on, what kind of that shield? Is that medicine in that shield? Because maybe you too close to see from what we saw.
No, man, he had, what, the number 4 receiver, number 5 receiver for a great portion of the year. I mean, who else you think could have done anything better?
Man, I respect Eli for what he's been able to do, but he's gotten more off those 2 Super Bowl victories because he has led the league in interceptions. Eli,
3 times.
If you just look at Eli he's not an elite quarterback. I don't believe he's ever been. We just put that status on people. Not if you win the Super Bowl. Let everybody tell you Nick Foles is not elite. No, it's a body of work. It's a resume. And Eli's numbers don't streak like, man, I got to have Eli. He's not Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees or Tom Brady, some of these guys that you look at like, I got to have him. I don't see that in Eli. And I haven't seen that in a very, very long time. I don't know if I've ever seen elite. But Eli's not that guy that he once was. I know this is his teammate. Now, look, you got to go back in that locker room.
Yeah.
But, Snacks, you got to be real with it up here now. We tell the truth up here. We tell the truth. Me and this man right here, we tell the truth.
I mean, winning 2 Super Bowls isn't a mistake. You can say it's the defense. You can say it's the running game. You can say it's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you have to have a quarterback who can be somewhat productive. In this day and age, again, like my comments before, with the LeBron James and Eli Manning thing allowed me to clarify that it's Eli can have a 3,000, 3,500 yard passing season, 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and to you guys it was terrible. But if you put those numbers to any other quarterback, it's like, well, they had a great year. So I say he gets the same type of disrespect that LeBron gets. Not that he's like LeBron, but LeBron 30-7, you still say it's not enough. But give that to any other guy. I mean, he had a great game.
Well, I give you that on LeBron until you start saying he's better than Michael Jordan. Then I got a big problem. But if you want to tell me,
Bron like that. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Bron, the best basketball player of all time.
But Eli is a mistake maker. He's going to throw high numbers of interceptions. Can you live with that going forward for 3 or 4 more years?
Yes, I can, because I like to, get back out there and make some more tackles, get a chance to get some more sacks. So, no, I don't mind.
Okay. So the young man that he hopes to be throwing to, Odell Beckham Jr., has had some, dare I say, maturity issues that you've witnessed. How much more growth do you expect from him when he comes back from his injury?
Well, I've had a lot of time to talk to him during the games, post game, just on a personal level. He's starting to understand now that he just has to change the way that he's viewed, because he's not that guy that they make him out to be. He's not this immature guy who causes problems everywhere. He's not a problem at all, actually. So, it's hard for me, because if he were, I'd tell you. I'd tell him as well, but he's not.
No distraction caused.
None at all.
But you can understand the image that you project
Yes.
is how people perceive you. They see what happened when he was on the field with Josh Norman when they played the Carolina Panthers. They see the antics on the sideline when he's not getting the balls. So it's hard for us to look past that and says, okay, this is a guy that's really mature.
But if it's like you're saying, Eli Manning, if I'm your number one guy, you're not giving me the ball, I'd be pretty ticked off too. But I don't think that's what it's about on the sideline. I have yet to see him complain on the sideline about not getting the ball. It's other things. If it's not going right, he shows his emotions, and that's how he chooses to lead. And he's a leader. He's a leader of this football team, despite what everybody may believe. So,
And you were cool with him leading a group of receivers to Miami to get ready for the game at Lambeau?
hey, man, I was at home in Jersey, man. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all you know?
Snacks, I played this game a long time, and I'm going to be all the way 100 with you. If that guy's your leader and he's showing that kind of behavior, I don't believe you can win a title with him. He's going to have to change. You got to change. You can't be, you cannot, and I get, and I'm not saying because Tom Brady, and I get it, but when things are not going your way, you can't lash out. You got to remain calm. You got to take the emotion out of it, because everybody's watching you. And if you're because you're supposed to follow the leader.
Yeah.
Now, if my leader's doing this, what can I do?
You're right, man. And I think that's just a part. He's a young guy.
Yes.
He's very, very young. He's not that 25 or 24-year-old second, third year guy like we're seeing now. I think he's about 25 now, 25 or 26, going into his fourth or fifth year in the league. He's the greatest talent we've seen at the wide receiver position in the National Football League, in my opinion. You guys may have something different to say about that, but he's fast, he can run, he can jump, he's a willing blocker. And the incident with Josh Norman, have you seen Josh Norman play cornerback?
Yeah.
He's a very aggressive guy, and Odell is a very aggressive receiver,
he is.
so that's bound to happen.
All right, let's talk about the Cowgirls. You go up against that offensive line. Has it been overrated in your estimation?
No. Maybe a weak spot here and there, but overall, it's the best offensive line in football, and it has been for some time.
It is better than Phillies, because Phillies was pretty good this year.
Philly's offensive line surprised me this year. I knew how good they could be, but Brooks,
especially without the big guy.
exactly,
Big Peter's out.
exactly. So
He's
it
a
was,
monster.
yeah. So when you got Brooks taking his game to the next level, they're knocking on Dallas's doorstep. Yeah.
Dak Prescott, underrated, overrated?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a Louisiana kid. Underrated.
Because?
Everybody gives the credit to Zeke in the offensive line.
Starting with this guy.
Well, all I'm saying is if you just look at the way he had success his rookie year, the offensive line was dominating, Zeke was eating.
You're right.
Zeke goes away, the offensive line takes a little step back, and they said, okay, Dak, you got to deliver us today. And it didn't happen. It's okay. It's okay to be a game manager, because Russell was a game manager at one point. People forget Drew Brees was that, because he had LaDainian. Everybody automatically assumes that you come out as a rookie and you just automatically, you're Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. No, there's a maturation process. Skip just wants, the dude had more interceptions, his QBR dipped, he had less
A little
wins.
bit. He went from third to fourth.
What about the wins? Where did they go from wins? They went from first to third.
They didn't have Sean Lee on defense.
You
They
said-
didn't have
you
Zeke
said-
for 6 games.
You see what I'm up against now? This is what I got to go with there.
And Des Bryant just flat out lost it.
Well, ask him what he think of Dez.
Well, what do you think of Des?
He's the number one receiver, one of the better receivers in the league.
He used to be.
I think they just need to put him in better positions. It's times where balls
Well, like
should
put a
be thrown
basket,
his way.
on his back so they can throw the ball in the basket. So make sure you hold on to it.
Pretty much, babe. If that's what you got to do, then do it. But they don't give him a lot of looks, in my opinion. They don't.
All right, Kirk Cousins. Would you pay him $30+ million to be your savior for your team?
What team am I the GM of?
Any team. How about the Denver Broncos?
Yes, definitely.
You would.
Yes, they're a quarterback away.
And do you see enough from Kirk Cousins that you would pay him that much money?
Yes, sir. Kirk Cousins is an elite quarterback in this football.
Really?
Yes,
I cannot
yes.
see it. So he's 26-30 as a starter. So he's 4 games under 500, and he's elite. Mm-hmm. So Eli's elite, and Kirk Cousins is elite. I'll give you Eli before I'll give you Kirk Cousins.
Why are you so down on Kirk?
I just think he's average, and he's going to become the most overpaid quarterback in history by far.
Snack,
because he's in the right place at the right
Will you tell
time.
Skip how free agency work? It's not about being good, it's about being free.
Yeah.
Well, you were
At the
free
right, at the right time. At the right time.
You
yeah.
got a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, I got overpaid. That's what they told me. But I was in the right place at the right time.
Hey, if you're the best run stopper in football, you are not being overpaid.
But tell them to stop labeling you a run stopper. You want to play some passing down.
Exactly. I need to get in on third down, get some quarterback sacks. Kirk Cousins, I got him once. Dak, I missed him a couple times. But, yeah, that label needs to go away.
But see, with Kirk Cousins, all you got to do is get your pinky finger on him, and he's going down. With Dak, you got to get both hands on him.
You don't think it was more so the team around him than Kirk?
I don't know. He had the most sack yards in football.
Offensive line in and out. Both receivers, they let both the receivers go. Trent Williams, who's a monster, was hurt a lot. Sheriff hurt a lot. Come on, Skip.
And Trent had to play out of position a lot too last year. So
I'm on record. I'm not going to back off. You're going to live to rue the day if your Broncos give him $30 million. By midseason, you're going to be saying, that's all I got.
Somebody's going to pay it. Mm-hmm. So we might as well. We in the quarterback market. Mm-hmm. Skip, if you're looking for a house and you like the house and it's for like whatever it cost is, you know somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah, until you buy the house and you find out it's built on a hole, a sinkhole, and it has black mold.
He's got a sinkhole.
Well, we could get him or Ryan Tannehill. We take Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you can have him. Speaking of Kirk, we'll talk about that in a second. Snacks, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll talk more about Kirk Cousins with Mark Schler.